Unlock your potential today at skillbakery.com.
Now we know that this project that we have created is using TypeScript. But over here in our previous lecture, when we connected our project to communicate with the Supabase database, you will notice that here, these are not having any types defined at all. So if you hover on the data aspect, you'll see that its data type is being suggested as any. And the same goes over here as well in the index function. So you do not have any type associated with these variables. So what we'll do in this one is that we'll be generating TypeScript type definitions with the Supabase CLI. Now this Supabase CLI is pretty easy to install. All you need to do is visit this supabase.com/docs/guides/local-development, and over here you can see that I'm making use of npm. If you have any other options available, in your case like Mac, then you can go for Brew. So here what I'm going to do is make use of npm, and this is the command that I need to copy and paste in my terminal. Npm install supabase --save-dev. So here I can go ahead and do that, and I've written the command and I've already installed this. Once you have installed it, the next step is to use npx supabase login. So here now I'm going to write this command npx supabase login and press enter. When I do that, you'll notice it says hello from Supabase. Press enter to open browser and log in automatically. So let's press enter over here, and this is going to open up, and it says your Supabase account is being used to log into Supabase CLI. Enter this verification code on Supabase CLI to authorize. So let's copy this and go back to your terminal. Over here, let's enter that verification code. So you need to right click and it will automatically be pasted. Press enter, and here you are logged in. Now the next step is to link your project, and that you can do by making use of the command npx supabase, then link, and then specify project reference. And after that, you need to specify the project IDs that we have in our environment file, and I'll be passing that over here. So we are establishing a relationship now over here. So as you know, we don't have any database password set up, so I'll leave as is. And once that's done, the CLI now knows about the project. And what I can do next is we can go ahead and generate the types for it. So here I'll be writing a command. Let me clear the screen so that I can write it on top. Over here, you'll notice we have the command now npx supabase gen types and then TypeScript, and the types will be saved in this file db_types.tl. Press enter now, and here you can now see the file getting created, db_types, for this project that we have linked earlier. Let's open it up, and here you can see we have these types created for our schema messages. What we need to do now is utilize it in our project. So the first step is to open up our supabase.ts file, and over here specify this db types. Now db types, as you can see, resides outside this directory. So you'll notice that some other data is also made part of this particular file which got generated. What we need to do is get rid of that particular content. So we'll be just removing that, and here is our neat and clean db types file. Once we have that, we can utilize it in our supabase.ts file, which is inside the utils directory. Now we will be making use of this database as the return type. So here we'll copy this, and when we are saying create client, we'll now be creating a client of type database. So here we have our database now, and let's save that. So now if I hover, you will notice that this is the messages table structure. It has got the content created at and ID columns specified along with the data type. So this part is done. The next is to go back to our index.tsx file. And over here, we'll have to, first of all, make use of this node argument. And this comes from the package remix brand node. So this loader argument, this is going to basically load the data that we will be getting from Supabase into a specific type. So for that, we will have to update our loader method with loader arguments as parameter. And once we have that, we'll be returning the data as messages now. And once we have done that, we can now make use of this in our index function itself. So here where we were earlier making use of just use loader data, now we will be making use of the loader type. And based on this, we will be returning the messages now. So instead of this, we will be utilizing JSON stringify messages instead of data. And here you can see we are getting these two records now from our project. So basically what we have done in this one is ensured that our database type is now generated using Supabase CLI, and our methods are now returning proper data with proper TypeScript definitions. So here if I go to messages, you will notice that we now have content created at an ID, and this is basically coming from the messages table.
If you find the video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe.